Hey everybody, it's Craig. I'm out in the shop again today, and today I've pretty much got everything finished up that I wanted to do for spring. I was able to do all my wraps. Again, these are primarily to cover areas that see a lot of sun exposure. Don't really care about a full wrap. I'm just kind of playing with it. I've actually got about 12 square feet of material left, so I'm still going to add more to it. It's just that this is a darker, plainer machine gun metal wrap. Excuse me, airplane metal wrap. And it's basically matches this tone. But I'm going to put it in spots like on here. And then I think I am going to try another run at the fenders. I just figured out how to do it. I do have to do it all at once, and then I have to cut the center groove out. But that will help me with my alignment issues and help that thing go on straighter, because then it's just a flat install, straight up. And I can do it with a large piece and just only waste one piece of my extra. You got enough for two fenders. The cutouts for, I want cutout panels for here and here in the darker silver. I don't care about the saddlebag, but they can drop. Don't care. Other than that, the front and everything else turned out okay. I'm going to be upgrading to a max stat windshield. That's a windshield that stands a little taller, but it also has the gap underneath it, so it allows for venting. It just takes that road buffet away. People love to watch me. And helps it, helps you behind the wheel a little bit better in high winds and things like that. It's much more stable, So much of the wind will come up and over and buffet your head and your helmet especially and rock you back and forth at higher speed. That stops it, makes the airflow nice and even, and then when you're on it, you still feel the airflow, you feel coolness and air breeze, but you're not, stuck behind a massive sail. You also get better aerodynamics and better fuel mileage, so it's a win-win. After that, I'm pretty much done for the spring. Today, I did finish up with, you probably have a little bit of a hard time seeing it where you're at, so I'll bring the camera on and talk about it a little bit more later, but I installed a form of cruise control today, so I actually got something done. So, and that's important to me. So later on in the week, as I mentioned in my post, I'll be going through my shed. I literally have hundreds of items in there. And somebody asked me, well, do you have a list? No, not yet. I have to go through the shed. So, and then I will be building an eBay site, and then I'll be launching that eBay site where you guys can just directly e-commerce from there. And you don't have to deal with me, you just pay PayPal. And I'm fair. Like that K&N filter that I got for the RSS, I'm probably going to sell that for 25 bucks. But you have to buy your own fluid. I have to keep my fluid. Other than that, we'll show you what we did today again. Shop's a little cleaner, getting things organized, and I'm getting ready to garden. And we would be out riding today, but the temps went from the 70s yesterday down to 50. It's 50 now, it's supposed to be 25 tonight. So we're going to have a hard frost, the last one of the spring. It usually comes in first part of April. And then it'll be warm from here on out. As I mentioned a few seconds ago, I did install a new cruise control element. It's actually a throttle lock. This is the Atlas brand throttle lock. And this thing runs a little differently than your average one. I don't know if any of you ever used the Vista Cruise. The ones with the ugly clamp that came behind here and this and that, and it all got in your finger way, and it got in the way of the kill switch. Switch you very rarely use. But the Atlas works on friction on this little pad right in there. I don't know if you can see inside there. See that little clear guy? He's what runs the unit. So as you're going down the road and enjoying your ride and you want to give your left hand a break, come on, it's crampy. There's your throttle, I'm going, here we go, there, now I'm cruising. So the nice thing about this throttle lock is you can still adjust your throttle. So it acts like a cruise, it allows you to interact with it, it holds the speed, whatever you want to do. Unsnap it, away it goes. Now it's still got to wear in, you notice it didn't snap back, but the pad is on a rounded plane right now. So it's got to wear out the front portion of the pad. If I were to take it off, which is easy, I could take a razor blade and trim that out and stop the issue. I'll just wait for it to wear out and lube it up a little bit. I don't mind a little tension on the throttle for now. I'll just be wary of it. I'm a careful rider. I also got to mount my sport windshield. This sport windshield is a brand called Kalski, C-A-L-S-K-I. Probably pronouncing it wrong. They're out of California. It's Cal Science. Slipstream, I think they call it, something like that, but it's a tinted 18-inch windshield by measurement from here to here, I think. It's the smaller, it's not the smallest, but it's the smaller, or the largest that you can tint. They offer taller shields. This is the tallest one that can be tinted. And again, you can see on the front fenders, I am going to give it another good old college try with the darker, and it's a thicker wrap also. I think I'll have an easier time with that. The curves on the fenders are very complex. I had a guy, or I saw a post where I'm going to be working with a guy on LEDs also. I want to warn everybody, first off, the RSS is a very complicated machine, and it's almost historical, if you will. It is the first model of the Can-Am, so obviously it's the oldest, and obviously the 08s to 012s are generation 1. And they had various updates to within the systems to performance factors from like 2010 and 2011. They went to Fox shocks. 2010 they redid the ECU. I know a lot of the history, I won't bore you with it, but the 12s and the 13s are different beasts. The main thing about the 12s and the 13s is the 12s have a 500 amp system basically or 500 watt system basically for a charging system, whereas the 2013s are the more modernized 650 amp system. Very much higher draw, so you can mount a lot more power on the RSS 13 model. That model came out the same year, with improvements to the electrical system as the RT. The RT wasn't launched until 2010, but they did their Gen 2 launch in 2014-ish. 2013 models, like the RSS, fielded some of the changes for the released triple the following years. So this year we'll be working on doing more of Sherry's filming on DLSR. I road hunt with deer, but only with the camera. It's the safest way to hunt as far as my book, and I have no need to butcher anymore. So Sherry has really taken to it. I don't know if you can see the rest, but she has fallen in love with the armrest. It really stabilizes things. And I have to tell you, these tires, that's the biggest change that I could possibly think of for this bike. But sorry, I'm watching my time. I'm not trying to run this thing too long. But the tires have done amazing things. Changing from your Kenda to a road tire can be one of the most important changes that you can do. I have about 350 miles now on this. I ride a lot. And now with the 165/14 stock size in the Kumo, this is the Kumo Solus. These are faster rated tire. These have steel in them. You have an extra rain groove here. And I'm telling you, the tension in the corners, me and the wife notice a difference. She so loves to be able to ride on this thing and feel confident not only that the armrests are keeping her in place, these things aren't going to pop. And I'll show you why in just a second here. You'll have a new appreciation for why you might want to consider a car tire conversion. Consider it fair to say that I will say that these are first generation Kenda tires. These are the original tires that were released on the 08 to 2012 GS, RS, RSS. I'm not certain if these were included on the 2010 to 2013 RT, but odds are they were. This is a very basic tire. It's 3-ply if you get to read it, and only 1-ply on the side. And you notice that it's all polyester when you do that reading. When you start to read it also, you'll notice immediately, these are speed rated at 47H. Honestly, they put a tire on a vehicle. My vehicle can now do 126 miles an hour with the tuning, and they put a tire on it that's speed rated for 90 miles an hour. So that's my first strike. The second strike were the plies. 3-ply on the tread, 1-ply on the sidewalls. That's a 4-ply tread, but at least it's standard rated and at least it's got some steel in it, and it's a hell of a lot firmer than this. The most important thing is the sidewall strength. And while your banding is great and still fairly firm with this, it's the overall width of the tire and the feel of the tire on the inside. Plus, you can't see it from here, but I'll try to tip it. These are built on a rounded motorcycle design. Car tires built on a square tire design on the inside. So these will naturally wear, naturally round, and if you look at the aspect of it, they ride with a hump. Those ride flat. These you keep only 15 to 17 pounds in. This you can keep 30 pounds in. What would you much rather have in a corner? 15-pound tire? 30-pound tire? 3-ply? 4-ply? I'll take my chances with the numbers. Run with a firmer tire, and I'm sorry, you don't notice a weight difference with it. That's the most ridiculous excuse I ever heard from another viewer. But these are for sale if you want them. I'm never going back to Kinda. So that's about all I got this week. Waiting for the warm weather. Going to garden. Going to get my tilling and fertilizing done. I'm going to be putting in about 6 rows of corn. I want a lot. A bit of tomatoes, and then we got a fairly decent garden going this year. A lot of melons and stuff. But I'm also spending time on the Thruxton, and I had it out the other day. Just having a good time and enjoying time off. Finally starting to enjoy retirement and not look at it as a bad sentence. Even though I'm only 54, I can deal with this. I can start work next year. I'm waiting for my student loans to take effect and be totally paid off, to tell you the truth. I just don't want to mess with the tax burden. And honestly, I do okay. I'm making roughly $35,000 a year on a tax-free environment, and I don't need much else. We own our home, we own our property, we garden. Taxes are $300 a year, you know. Kind of makes mathematical sense. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit. It is Tuesday, April 6th. And I'm hoping tomorrow is stimulus day. I actually am scheduled in the system and arriving on the system, but Joe Biden or Donald Trump, I don't trust the federal government when it comes to that. And I still think the IRS is going to champion through and take it all. I still owe like $1,200 on the back balance from 2012, so I wouldn't be shocked if I get nothing. Anyway, other than that, we're hoping to go shopping tomorrow, and it's supposed to be a warmer day. I hope everybody has a pleasant week. I'm sorry I missed you on an Easter greeting and my birthday greeting, but they're kind of close together this year. And I want to be sure to tell the kids and the grandkids I love you. We'll see you as soon as we can. We're planning for a winter run. We want to make sure we do get our vaccine on the 15th. That is the second shot, so we'll be all done. And we want to make sure that we have a scope of what's going on with this next round with the variants, because I don't think this one's going to be bad. But that's all I got for now. We'll talk to you later. Everybody have a fantastic week. Let's hope for warmer weather. Hope you get a chance to enjoy the weather. And everybody stay safe out there. And as I advise every year, watch out for pea gravel. You can hammers, not so much, but it'll still slide out on you. The VSS will save you. But if you're riding 2 wheels, they haven't swept the roads, watch for pea gravel. It's the biggest killer in April if there ever is. And I always hate reading stories about people that went through an intersection too fast and the bike slid out from them, or they high-sided, trying to correct. So be safe out there, wear a helmet, wear your mask, get vaccinated, people. Come on, let's put a stop to this. And I don't care about your political beliefs, wear a fucking mask. Peace.